Hello, everybody. I'm just Bill.
And I'm Julia.
And we're coming to you from Inner Child Press International, the Inner Child Enterprises. And first and foremost, we'd like to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful holiday season and a fantastic new year. And we just decided to make this video just to reach out to our family, our extended family of friends via social media, and also the ones that we were so blessed to meet, over the years. We send our hearts out to your homes, to you, your homes, your families. We send our love. We start with smiling and sending love. How's that? Okay, but I want to give a shout out to the Inner Child Press International team, our board of directors, which we include, of course, myself. But we have sitting next to me is Julia Gomez, who is the co-chair and the director of editing services. There's also Kimberly Burnham, who is the managing editor of Inner Child Magazine and media. Then there's Gail Weston Shazor, their director of anthologies. We're so thankful for all the hard work that she does in putting together our anthologies so that we can get your words distributed, shared globally. Then there's Faradine Shehu, my brother from Kosovo, our brother from Kosovo, who is just a magnificent human being, magnificent soul, and he's the director of culture. Deborah Wilson Smart, who is the director of publicity. Get with Deborah, get to know her, get to see some of the tools and power she has in making your work, making yourself become more prolific in the buying market. Then there's my brother DeAndre Hawthorne, who hails out of Chicago, and he's a director of performance poetry. So if you're a poet out there, you want to get some tips on performance poetry, get in touch with Black Ice, aka DeAndre Hawthorne of the Poet Organization. That's P.O.E.T, People of Extraordinary Talent, because you are a person of extraordinary talent. And then there's our brother Ashok Bhargava, who is the director of the WIN Awards. Again, a very, very gracious soul. And last but never least is my beloved, our beloved, Elizabeth E. Castillo, who is our director and recording secretary for our organization. And we've been doing some interesting things this year in the development of Inner Child Press International, because our motto is building bridges of cultural understanding. What does that mean? Tell me, what does it mean for you? I put you on the spot. Okay, I put her on the spot. Okay, but director, building bridges of cultural understanding is, we have been blessed to travel to many, many different lands, where the culture is different from the United States culture or the Western culture. But, nevertheless, all over the globe, we have been so blessed to meet and ingratiate ourselves and also our company with other human beings. And get this straight, it doesn't matter what the persuasion is, the ethnic persuasion, cultural persuasion, religious persuasion, we're all human beings inhabiting this same planet. So to further that vision, what we did was establish what we call a board of cultural directors. And if you bear with me, I'm going to shout them out because each one of them hail from a different region of the world. And I'm going to pull their names up real quick. And we have, of course, Faradine Shehu, who's our director of culture. We have Faliha Hassan, who hails originally from Iraq, who's now living in the United States. Then there's Elizabeth Castillo, who hails from the Philippines. We have Antoinette Coleman, who hails from Chicago. She's also on the advisory board, as am I, of the Poet Organization. We have Ananda Nepali, who hails, of course, from Nepal. Kimberly Burnham, hailing from Spokane, Washington. Alicia Kaburska, who is from Poland, Swapna Behera, who holds it down in India for us. Then there's our beloved young brother, Kaladi Orlando Raju.
I hope you're not butchering the name.
I'll butcher it. OJ Freedom, Kaladi's Freedom. From Nigeria. And there's Mansif Baral, who's our youth ambassador, hailing from Morocco. Then, of course, Ashok Bhargava from, Western Canada. He's in the Vancouver area. Then we have Sai, or should I say, Zemin Ishun Sai, who hails from, the Republic of China. Alicia Ramirez, Mexico. Christine A.W. Williams from Jamaica and the Caribbean, representing the Caribbean islands. We also have our dear brother, Aziz Matasir, who hails from Morocco as well. My esteemed mentor, brother, Sharif Abdur Rashid, who is in the south eastern part of the United States, down in Florida, holding it down. We have Laura Sharazak, who is in France. And she represents Western Europe. Mohammed Iqbal Harb, the esteemed Mohammed Iqbal Harb, who is in Lebanon representing the Middle East. And then we have Mohammed Abdul Aziz Shamiz. Also, he's in Egypt and representing the Middle East as well. So the whole concept is that to embrace the various cultures and persuasions of humanity, and in the name of literature, poetry, to bring them all under one umbrella, to bring all aspects of poetry and what we have to say under one umbrella, and share it with the world. We also have 5 years strong now, officially 5 years strong, the Poetry Posse, which is made up of a collection of poets. And we've been publishing monthly for 5 years straight. We're now entering into our 6th year, as I am now preparing for the inaugural issue of year 6. But we just wanted to really just stop by to, provide our well wishes to the family, well wishes to the world. As everybody is aware, the world has many, many challenges on its plate right now. And the best thing that we can do as human beings is to put forth our good intent, put forth that good energy out into the world. I know there's a lot of things that are distracting with negative energy, but we are greater than the world. And myself being raised in a Christian family, so to speak, I remember a particular scripture that said, where the Christ said, "Greater is that which is within you than that which is within the world." And that rings so true for me, because I know personally, we know personally, that the trust in the universe, the trust, which is nothing more than another name for God or Allah or whatever you want to call it, but the trust in that primal power that lives within us all, is it's an amazing manifestation that we have witnessed in our lives. As the universe itself always provides an answer, and it has a purpose. And we hope that going forward into 2019, that you realize your purpose, in life, and that you start emanating, start radiating that brilliance that you have within you. Open up and receive the brilliance of the universe and each other, and then in turn share it, So I don't know, there's something you want to say? Please say something. Please.
I believe you have said it all. Say so.
You got to speak up.
Sending out love and light to everybody who's watching, everybody who's listening, and those who are not listening. So on this special day, but also beyond this special day.
Beyond.
I just wanted to add something to your question when you asked me, do I have anything to say about building bridges of cultural understanding?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned all kinds of different, differences that we all come up with. I mean, we are united in our diversity, but also with language. No matter what kind of language format, we gather together, we still make sure that we unite that into a common spectrum, so that the bridge, we build that bridge also here at International, at Inner Child Press International.
Right. So. And as my brother would say all the time, there's, we hear so much about racism, and there's no such thing as racism. There's only one race, and that's the human race, which we're all a part of. But when we talk about cultural bridges of understanding, we're going to act as the role models, because Julia is Turkish, and I'm Italian. I mean, I'm African American. I'm African American, and the funny thing is when we put our hearts first, our love first, those lack of understanding type things disappear. They vanish in air, because that's all they are. They're just perceptions, and perceptions can be changed. So we wish you the power to change your perceptions that makes all of humanity, the whole family of humanity, or as I used to say, the community of humanity, inclusive in your lives, as opposed to operating our lives from a point of exclusivity, where certain peoples, because they're different, are ostracized from our love, from our hearts, from our consciousness, our compassion. We need more compassion. We see people all over the world suffering the ills of war, greed, walls wanting to be built and things of that nature. And we need to tear down the walls. We don't need to build more walls. We need to tear down the walls that keep us apart as, children of creation, and I say that sincerely. And as I said, we have many, many challenges on our plate going forward, but we have the power to effectuate a change. We have the power. We were born with that power. It can never leave us. So we pray, we wish, we dream of that day where we each individually activate that power to be embracing of all our brothers and sisters. Because, even genetically, when they look at it, we all share a common thread of DNA, and that's a wonderful, beautiful, spectacular thing. Now, I want to also say this is an unscripted interview, so it's right off the top of our domes. So forgive us if we stumble over words or names, we're liable to do that because we are still human too, even though we're still human too. Okay. But the last and foremost thing, I want to give a shout out to Inner Child Press. As I said, building bridges of cultural understanding going forward in 2019. Get in touch with us if you're looking to be published. We have a variety of publishing packages available. Also, we have the Year of the Poet, which we invite people to submit to possibly be featured. We feature 4 poets each month of the year, and it's on a first come, first served basis. So right now we're booked up until May. So if you want to get in now. Some other coming things is we are currently working with Gail to produce the next installment, which is volume 4 of I Want My Poetry To. Submissions have been closed. However, submissions are currently open for The Heart of a Poet. And this particular anthology, we're looking for upbeat, poetry that provides hope for the future for not only ourselves, but our children and our children's children ad infinitum. We have to do better in the world that we're leaving behind, and we can, and we will. Okay. But keep your eyes open, because this year we'll be opening up later on this year for our next installment of World Healing, World Peace. And I just want to throw out there, we have a year and almost a half ahead of us. But in April of 2020, we will be sponsoring our own International Poetry Festival, which will be themed around World Healing, World Peace. So keep your eyes open. We will be making announcements as we go along. We're currently in the process of developing, and seeking out sponsors and donations and, people to fund, organizations primarily to fund this. We're looking to have it on the East Coast, and we're thinking in terms of Atlantic City in April of 2020. And what a good model, 2020, perfect vision. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're striving for, is that perfect vision to see things as they are, as we go forward to make things better than what they presently are. and there's always room for improvement. But in closing, you have anything you would like to say in closing?
I believe we've covered it all.
Okay. In closing, we wish you all the best. And again, this is from the Inner Child family, Inner Child Press International, Inner Child Magazine, Inner Child Radio, Inner Child Everything. But we wish that you would go within and seek out your inner child. Let that voice speak out for the goodness of us all. We thank you for indulging us, through this diatribe, would you say?
Yes, I would.
But shout out to all our brothers and sisters, throughout the globe. And we count you all as brothers and sisters. And we love you. And we send you love.
Love and light.
Inner Child Press International, www.innerchildpress.com. Check us out. We're here for you. Mm-hmm.